Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the English News Edition brought to you live from RTD channel. And we are Tuesday, June 19, 2018. Here are the top stories. Concerning Djibouti Africa-China Forum, information meeting on the Economic Forum and the China-Africa Fair was held this morning. And on the regional news, Kir Mashar face-to-face meeting will take place in Ethiopia. Let's get now into the detail. We start this edition with the consultation meeting between representatives of the African Development Bank and officials of the Ministry of Finance. The execution of this project financed by the African Development Bank and the good use of the funds allocated were this morning at the center of a consultation meeting between representatives of the African Development Bank and the external finance official from the finance department. This meeting took place in the conference room of the Kempinski Palace Hotel. The meeting was co-chaired, let's recall, by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Finance, Mariam Mohamedou, and the Director of External Financing, Ali Mohamed Ali Gadili. There were also executives and senior officials from various other public institutions benefiting from ADB-funded projects. The objective is to take stock of the execution of development project. In his intervention, the expert from the African Development Bank expressed confidence in the finalization of all the projects for which the ADB were requested. And as I say in the top stories, the Diplomatic Institute of Djibouti hosted this morning an important information meeting to prepare three important events which will take place at the beginning of July in Djibouti in the presence of representatives of foreign affairs officials and of ports and free zones authorities, as well a representative of international organization based in Djibouti. And Awo Abdi joined me at the studio to tell us more about this issue.
Absolutely. Good evening, Asha. Yes, a coordination meeting to prepare for the opening ceremony of the Djibouti Free Trade Zone was held this morning at the Diplomatic Institute. This event, which will concern the entry into services of a 60-hectare free and industrial zone, will take place at the beginning of July, and it's only the first part of this huge infrastructure that extends to the total of 4,820 hectares. The head of state, Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, will have the privilege of inaugurating this new free zone. Aisha, several senior officers from the Department of Foreign Affairs, the Ports and the Free Zone Authority, representative of diplomatic mission and UN agencies participated this coordination meeting. The meeting was co-chaired by the directors of Foreign Affairs, Guelleh Idris, and the president of the authorities of Port and the Free Zone, Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi. In parallel with this entry into services of the new free and industrial zone, a trade fair will be organized as well as an economic forum where investment opportunities will be discussed, and Djibouti's place in the state-up region as the gateway on the countries of the sub-regions. At the end of that meeting, the president of the authorities of Port and Free Zone briefed the journalists, and he said that this event will deal with the organizations of the free zone industry in Djibouti by the President of the Republic. This free zone, an area of 4,800, and the first phase of 600 of area that will be inaugurated. Of the sidelines of this first economic forum, which will be held annually in Djibouti, said the President of Port and of the authorities of Port and Free Zone, Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi, and is intended for the development of infrastructure and energy in Africa. A China-Africa Forum and Fair will be held on 5th July every year. It will be brought together representatives of industries that will install in this free zone.
Thank you, Awo Abdi, for those details. We will be back with you for the international news. And still with the national news, a training workshop for national police officers began this morning at the Idris Farah Abani Police Academy. This training is provided by French officers. It covers various areas, namely the control of the territory, the maintenance of public order, as well as the protection of important personalities. In Sagalu now, in the regions of the Jura, a young woman with a disability, also deaf and dumb, received significant support from the State Secretariat for Social Affairs. 22 years old, Halima Mohammed Abdullah has been provided with a wheelchair to help with travel, donation of food and new clothes for Eid al-Fitr celebration. Halima Mohammed is totally dependent on her parents to survive. Her mother has struggled for her since her earliest childhood, while her dad is unemployed. Despite these difficulties, the parents never abdicate to bring all the love and attention necessary to their child. Until recently, her existence was unknown to the general public. It was discovered by a young teacher known as Aloita Shehem Mohammed, who raised her case at the Ministry of Women and Family and at the State Secretariat in charge of Social Affairs. An important meeting on the management of the health consequences of illegal migration took place yesterday in the conference room of the Regional Council of Ubukh. The meeting was chaired jointly by the Prefect of the region, Hassan Dabli, and the Chairman of the Regional Council, Mohammed Hamad Ismail, in the presence of 2 MPs. The Chief of the Army Forces of the Ubukh region, Colonel Abdi Douali, the Police Commander, as well the Head of the Gendarmerie, took part at this meeting. This meeting follows the spread of acute watery diarrhea causing deaths among both migrants and the local population. To design a crisis unit composed of a small committee is set up in order to better manage this situation. In their intervention, the authorities have not failed to urge population to be vigilant and will strive to implement the various recommendations made during this meeting. Let's get now into the regional as well international news. Kir and Mashar, a face-to-face meeting to take place in Ethiopia, and after days of competition between the IGAD countries fueled by Juba hesitation, the face-to-face meeting between Riek Machar and Salva Kiir will be held in Addis Ababa next Wednesday.
Yes, absolutely. The meeting between the president of South Sudan and several rebels officials meeting on Wednesday in Addis Ababa. Mrs. Uhuru Zemeni, Ethiopian State Minister of Foreign Affairs, was the first to confirm that Addis Ababa will be the venue of the crucial meeting. Also, Civil Rebel Deputy Director of Information and Public Relations confirmed that Marshal will fly to Addis Ababa. Officials in Juba also confirmed that finally Juba has opted for Addis Ababa, pointing to the role recently the Ethiopian government played at the level of the UN Security Council to fall at the vote on a draft resolution imposing sanctions on South Sudan's officials. Juba last Friday called to hold the meeting in South Africa, saying Addis Ababa, Khartoum or Nairobi have competing interests, but rebels officials, it has said, has simply because Juba wants him to remain far from regions. The Ethiopian officials will seek to convince the two parts to make the needed concessions for a successful meeting and to avoid its failure.
And now on the latest situation in the peace talks in Yemen.
Yes, with 3/4 of Yemen's population in needs of international assistance and hostilities on the rise. Senior officials briefing the Security Council this morning urged the part to the conflict to promptly resume peace talk or risk further escalating the world's worst humanity emergency, and negotiated political settlements through inclusive anti-Yemeni dialogue is the only way to end the Yemeni conflict and address the ongoing humanitarian crisis, said Martin, especially envoy of Secretary General of Yemen. In this first substantive briefing since taking up the role on 11 March, nothing that he planned to present the Council of Framework for negotiation within the next 2 months.
Thank you, Awo Abdi. That's it for tonight's news. Thank you for your attention, and the program still continues. Do stay with us.